All right, listeners, welcome back to Wild and Well Together. He said, she said. Today we're talking life hacks. It's our quarterly update on life hacks. And remember, life hacks aren't about cheating life. They're about working with your brain instead of against it. They're tiny, intentional actions that, one, reduce friction, two, increase consistency, and three, help you show up as to who you want to be, not just who you feel like being in the moment. So the unlock here is less willpower, more design, a little bit more intentionality up front to make things easier down the road. So we're going to go into some more detail on this, but let's pause. How you doing, Becca? What's the latest this week?
I'm well. We had an adventure where Marcus sliced his chin, took a digger. He's got his first stitches, which, kid's brave. And it was more emotional for me, and that's okay. I mean, it was hard to see happen for sure, but he's super brave. So, other than that, though, we are well. I'll give a little plug. If you're in the Denver area, May 22nd, please come dance with us. The Rhythm RX party, dance party is taking off, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Just come. The sweet invitation. I don't even have to sell it hard, John, because it's just happening. And so,
This is amazing, and I will sell it for you. This is started from a white piece of paper, and you have turned this. You've now got sponsors engaged. You've got 3 different beverage sponsors. Awesome venue, a great DJ. This is going to be a super fun night. Who knows what other things get pulled together, but I think I'm going to have to make it out there. I can't commit to it yet, but I'm going to try to I'm going to see what I can pull off and, put the Batman light up there. See if I can hop on a flight for a
oh,
second. I know we'll see. But this is amazing. So look up, Rhythm RX. You're going to share links and such, right, Becca?
yeah, it's in the show notes. And then there's links on our socials, on emails across the board. So,
Incredible. It's been such a cool evening. It's intentional and super fun. So really proud of you getting it to this point.
thank you. And it's the inaugural one, right? Like, that's the fun part too, is it's not just a one-time event. It's a start, a launch pad into others. And so, yeah, pumped there. So that's kind of where my time has been the last week and a half since we've been on here, is taking care of brother man, Marcus, as he recovers with his chin, and then two, really building Rhythm RX out to support our community and Denver, and then take it elsewhere, but making sure that we do it well first here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what about you? What are you coming in with tonight?
Well, I'm building a lot as well. And we'll talk about it in an upcoming episode as well, but um, we are designing our life as we speak and um, as we intend it to be, not as it currently is. So it's been really exciting. It's nerve-wracking, it's hard, but really invigorating and energizing. So this is like vagaries because if I speak it into the universe, I better go do it. And I'm still giving myself some optionalities, but trustably there'll be some exciting updates soon
Yeah.
for me and then for us as a family.
Yeah, and then for us as a community, right? Like the Wild Ones and our Wild and Well Together community, just yeah, supporting you, backing you, excited for how how we can be a partner in that and love you and your family well. So more to come, but just lots of exciting things. Some sleepy eyes, right? Coffee, different things making this life happen. But before we get into life hacks, which has become one of my favorite things as I try and live a healthier, more engaged, more efficient in the things I don't want to do so then I can spend more time doing the things I do want to do. Let's get into playing chicken.
Yeah.
So, again, this space where we come into what do we need to get done but we're not getting it done, or what are we walking past hoping our partners will get done before us. Mine's a little bit twist on this week. It's Teacher Appreciation Week at the kids' school,
Okay.
and I'm involved in it, helping out. And teachers are phenomenal. They love and educate our kids well, and so it's an easy way for me to say thank you back. Because I'm helping out, Lulu has come with me every morning. Marcus and Lulu have come with me every morning. But Lulu, I put her into her class and she was the first kid there. So I set her in her class, teacher's there, and then another child and his mom come in. And I go back and drop off her water after I was finishing setting up for the teacher stuff. And the other mom, she goes, Beck, Lulu is so pumped to be the first kid here. She's so proud that she's not late to school. She's so proud that she gets to start her class on time and everyone else is coming in after her and all this stuff. Well, fast forward, Marcus has the same experience. And what I've learned is I've spent a whole year playing chicken of getting my kids to school on time. So literally,
Was this like a novel thing to them?
Oh, yes. I am
Got it.
sad to admit this, but bringing it full circle, we're at dinner then last night, and she shares and she goes, "Oh, I love being first into class. That just means I'm on time, I guess." I'm like, "She's 3." My daughter is 3. So, my commitment for the last 5 weeks of school is that I would set alarms sooner and we would be not just on time, but that we'd be early to school. So,
Wow.
learning that both my kids, type A, I've been playing chicken with them of saying, we'll get to school when we do." And although it's preschool, we need to get to school early now. That's my commitment. So, a little bit
Look,
different on playing chicken, but what are you playing chicken with this week?
we could use some of that energy in our house, by the way. All right, I'm playing chicken with cleaning the garage. I just got I did a an aptitude test and found out that I'm 95 percentile on the extrovert scale. So I like to do tasks with other people. I like collaboration. And I think the reason I have not cleaned out my garage is I don't want to sit out there by myself. Uh,
Call me, we can plan a whole business together. Just call me while you're cleaning the garage, and we will do that.
Conspire, yeah, excuse the heavy breathing, I'm moving strollers. So I'm waiting, yeah, I'm waiting to have a companion to
Yeah,
my
you need a buddy.
Miriam to clean the garage out with me.
No, don't put it on her, get a buddy.
Well, I know that, but this is the point of playing chicken. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's what's happening.
It's the point of playing it, and this is the other point of he said, she said, where the she says, "Don't bring your wife into it, bring a buddy into it."
I'm not even looking for her to she doesn't even. I'll set up a lawn chair for her. We just don't. I just
Oh, she can just sit there and chat.
yeah, that works. We can make that happen.
All right,
But,
Miriam.
but what the 3 kids are gonna do during this time, I have no idea. That's the problem here.
Yeah, that is
That's the
I mean, that
difference.
let's call it what it is. That's the hard part about parenting and parenting away from family, right? Is that it's like, okay, yeah, where do we fit in the time? How do we fit in the time? So,
Mm.
bringing it full circle then to this, life hacks. What is the first one you wanna bring into the space?
Okay, I want to preface this. Not a medical expert. This show, we the intent is not for biohacking here, and this is my personal journey.
Do we need a drum roll? What's about to come? Brrr.
I'm doing 18-hour fast, 18/6 fasting, and I feel like I got like some tiger blood going here. I like my mental clarity, particularly in the morning, is crazy sharp. I feel super productive. I feel like very clear on how to prioritize. Um, no food coma, no crash. And look, I'm also combining this with Mary and I are doing a whole 30 to reset. We need a good
Yeah,
reset. So like what I'm eating is also better, but the combination of the fast and better diet,
amazing.
it's like a huge unlock for productivity. So this I learned about this from the Diary of a CEO podcast, but Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas talked about this as a cardiologist, and I'm a believer. 18/6 fasting. Caveat this by saying that this is not. You should do your own research on this because for some women this is not the right. This is not the right protocol.
Thank you for that caveat because I do think it's important with our cycles and with everything that we hold and carry that,
Yeah.
yeah, being aware of that. So I do appreciate that. So ladies, do your research, see if it's what works for you. Secondly, question back to you. When are the 6 hours that you eat?
Oh, this has been we got to get synced up here.
Mhm.
I'm currently doing like noon to 6 p.m.
Okay.
But Miriam's not doing the same type of fasting, but it would be easier if we were both eating breakfast as opposed to um, uh, breakfast to late in the afternoon or like early afternoon. But the mental clarity that I get in hours like 14 through 18, while which ends up being like 8 to 12, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. is like, it's amazing. So I'm, you have to push me off this rock, Miriam.
Yeah. Okay. So life hack would be go ahead and research. Tell me his name again or podcast 18 6.
18/6 fasting, Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas
Okay.
is is a proponent of this.
Cool.
I think generally what the hack here is thinking about food and fueling our bodies a little bit differently. I am the first to tell you that I like to eat for enjoyment and I love sweet treats. I love all the stuff. But this has been helpful to kind of change and starting to changed my relationship with food at 4 days in, but I'm just looking at it a little bit differently, and I'm seeing the benefit pretty quickly.
4 days in
Um,
and you already see it. 'Cause often 4 days in is, like, hangry, right? Or, like, when we do different cleanses and stuff, it's so that's amazing that you're already seeing that. Okay, so 18:6 adjustment what I'll say in this, which I appreciate you sharing as well, is for our community, for the wild ones, a lot of them are parents, right? Or partners. And so saying, hey, you can adjust to make it work with your family, although it'd be ideal. It sounds like if you were to shift back a little bit and put it earlier in the day, you're saying either family, dinners are important, being together, like eating a meal with my wife is important. So it's trying to figure out, okay, between our two schedules, what actually works and then molding it a bit. And so are you maybe missing out a little? Sure. But at the same time, you're receiving so much clarity that like maybe you're not even. So
I would also add to that that there's 16/8 fasting, there's 12 and 12.
sure.
So it really has to do with goal, which your goals are. I think, I started to think about it as like, oh, I want to lose some weight, but
Hot bod summer.
specifically has to helps nootropics and your and endogenous nootropics and then kind of helps with cell repair. So it's like, look, if I'm gonna do 16 hours, might as well just do 18 and get these other benefits. That was my line of thinking.
Yeah.
I'm 4 or 5 days in. Check with me in 2 weeks. I'm not saying I've got this all figured out, but I'm really, really enjoying what I'm getting from it so far.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Love that for you. So, life hack for people to try a different way to eat, a different eating habit. We'll go into one of mine then. It's called
Yep.
the 2-minute reset rule. I shared on this briefly, probably in January when I came across it. And it's this idea of if something takes under 2 minutes to do, just do it. I'm notorious for saying, "Oh, I'll get to it. I'm already doing something. I'm just in the minute. I'm just in the moment. I just, I'm hanging out with the kids or I'm playing or whatever." It's not that I'm even doing something negative. It's saying, "Oh, I'll get to it." But this has really changed my life, and this is something that I've implemented, and it might be like grabbing the dishes as I go downstairs, or Lulu's like, "Hey, let's go play this." I'm like, "Sure, give me 1 minute. I'll run these dishes down. I'll bring them right back, and I'll be right back up." And it's something like that where it's not even that maybe I take them to full completion, but it's, "Hey, I'll dump them in the sink." I'm thinking about my coffee mug that I've just been drinking out of. I'll dump it in the sink, and then I can calm my body and go back upstairs, and within 2 minutes, it's either down there, or I could even dump it in the sink and put it right into the dishwasher, and so then it's done, signed, sealed, delivered. And so then the second part of it is ultimately, do I actually end up doing like stacking, habit stacking? You brought this into our discussion back in the fall when, or our last life hacks, where we really talked about, okay, how do we habit stack? Because really, if we can do 3 or 4 of these, it resets the brain. It becomes this burst of energy and saying, oh, wait, I just was able to accomplish 3 or 4 tasks. And the reality is that action precedes motivation. And so this reminds us of that of if I can go do that for 2 minutes, oh, now I'm motivated actually to go make the bed. Oh, now I'm motivated to go clean out the garage. Oh, now I'm motivated to do whatever. I'm just throwing that out. There's no shade.
Yeah.
But I'm just throwing that out there of like, oh, this isn't so bad. Or maybe in the garage, to that example, it's saying, oh, the garage is so overwhelming. And please, I could spin my camera around and we could look at my office. That's what I need to update and clean and reorganize. In that though is saying like, okay, instead of doing it all at once where it feels super overwhelming, oh, let me just handle this stack right here. Or, oh, let me find a place for just the bikes. Something like that. Pick a small micro thing and then just do it if it takes 2 minutes or less.
Y
So
Can I
putting,
try this on for size?
yeah.
There is the as previously discussed, the perennial stack of recycling in boxes, and I could break these down in 2 minutes or less. I think if I broke those down, put them in the recycling, and they're in the garage, I think that would beget the next task and the next and the next. I think it's a domino effect. So that's my interpretation of this.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be like, okay, when I jump out of my car or before I go or whatever, like, let me just knock these boxes down real quick. They'll go in that spot. Doesn't mean I have to touch anything else, but that's that one thing. And it can even be setting an alarm for 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever to just say, hey, let me reset it, allow that to be there. And in that, it'll allow me to see, oh, this isn't a chore, but rather a reset. And language matters significantly when we talk about neuroscience and how we process it. It allows us to believe in something even when it seems mundane or exhaustive. We then say, oh, yeah, I just have to do this. It resets me. It allows me calm. Okay, my brain will say, let me get into that then.
Yeah. It's
All right, number 3, what you got for us? What do you have?
this is I tried to bring fewer this time, but this is my last one here. Take time off occasionally for personal admin and goal setting. So again, put some parameters around this. If you have the type of work where you can take time off pretty readily, or within need to give some notice to take time off, that's fine. But this is really a call out for working parents or people that just feel so busy. If you have the type of job that allows you to do this, take 1 day per quarter to knock things out. So this could be bill paying, a D&B run, start again with some of these admin things. But most importantly, goal setting.
Hmm.
I, I did this recently. Miriam and actually, we did this on a Saturday. We had a babysitter help us on a Saturday, and we wrote down our goals and put together an action plan. And it's like provided such clarity. And then this week, I needed to take time off to cover for Miriam as she's doing something with work, and I needed supposed to travel, so it doesn't matter. So I have 3 days off. The work that I'm doing now, like I thought I was gonna, I don't know, go fishing, clean the garage, do a house project. I have just been goal setting, building things, and getting things organized in my life, and I'm gonna show up at work much better with my family much better because I've taken this day to address the things that have lingered over me for a long time
Mhm.
that I don't get to do in the afternoon, or it's hard to get to in the morning, and you feel guilty doing it during the day. So I want to encourage it. It starts with, one a quarter. I can assure you you'll add more as time as you're allowed to because you'll find it so useful.
And are you saying that you're able to carve out this time once a quarter, or that's your goal and that's your commitment?
That's my commitment. In retrospect, I've done it the last 2 quarters.
Okay.
Yeah, so and then on a go forward basis, that's the plan.
That's amazing because as you're sharing that, and earlier you talked about being, gosh, I got so much inspiration from you. Earlier you talked about being 95% extroverted. I need to take that test now because Nick and I joked that prior to having kids, I was probably about 98% extroverted. And then now having kids, I'm probably about 89% extroverted. And so just slight decline because I feel touched out and,
Yeah.
loved on. And it's great. And they're two littles and they're beautiful. And so it's one of those things where we laugh. I'm highly extroverted too. Is as you're sharing that though, I have a group of moms that we do some life together, and they've started to do where they do a nightly admin hangout. And I know that sounds so nerdy, but they're like, as moms, how often do we actually get to be together? One. Two, how often do we get our tasks done? And either we lose out on one of them when we choose to give the one time that we have to family time, or excuse me, to not being at family time, which again, beautiful to be at family time. But when we're not working, when we're not at family time, it's like, oh, sorry, I can't go hang with my girls because I need to do admin. Or on the flip side, oh wait, I can't get admin done because it's the one time I get to hang out with my girls. And so they've started to make this, and it's a quarterly hangout. And guess what? I've said no so far, but you're inspiring me to say yes because
Say yes. You had study sessions, study groups in college. It's the same thing.
talk about nostalgia, that's hitting that moment for sure. I love study groups.
Nerds doing your study your study group. No,
Mom nerd, what up? I'm okay with that.
I think that's a great. What a cool way to
Yeah,
like.
so sweet idea. So in that though, I just was thinking like allowing that to manage life, what a breath of fresh air that is too. And so really thinking through like what's urgent, what's not, how can I complete it? That allows our brain then to relax. So to your point, oh, now I can go into work Monday morning and have a ton more energy for that productivity.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
cool.
It's a good one.
And then my last one is, and you've done this, you've modeled this before, but specifically we call it decision parking. It's a mental load hack. And so it's this idea of making low stakes decisions in the moment, removing that. Pre-decide them once and then park them. For example, Steve Jobs would be an excellent model for this of wearing all black always, right? Like he just knew clothing for him was important enough, yet not urgent. And so in the sense of like, I'm gonna wear black, I'm gonna be consistent. I don't even have to spend any brain power going there. So then it frees me up for all this other mental
Yeah,
creativity, weight, decisions, all of that. And so thinking through removing decision fatigue because I'm automating things. So I know you brought that up, but I just was thinking through that again where I'm like, how can I park some of my decisions? Breakfast and lunch options. When Nick and I got married, he had the same meal every day for lunch, same meal every day for breakfast, Monday through Friday, because he didn't want to think about it. And I was like, "No way, we're having more adventures." And now I'm like, "Nope, it is oatmeal." Talk about healthy. We've really gotten into choosing just healthier options for us. And so I'm like, I know what I'm gonna get in the morning and it's gonna fuel my body and it's gonna actually help me and it tastes good, but it's gonna help me throughout the day and stuff. And so
Yeah.
lunch is like meals are one option, clothing's another option, standing response for invites. Let me check and get back to you. Just copy and paste that every single time where it's like where you reach out to me, you're like, hey, Beck, can we go do dinner? Wish we live in the same town so we could do double dates with y'all. But nonetheless, friend says, hey, can we get together? I say, let me check and get back to you. I
Yeah.
mark it in my calendar and then that's that. And then I do get back to them, but I don't even have to think like, yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
It's let me check and get back to you. And that buys me time to go back into the task I was already doing. So, 3 things there: food, clothing, and then a response to invitations.
Children's lunches.
Yeah, that's it.
The decision as to what to put in the child's lunch. Whew.
That could be its own episode. We need someone to come on because I we stay the same. Lulu's actually our pickier eater, and I don't know if that's the right term. People might mom shame me for calling her picky, but it's the reality. She's very limited in what she chooses. However, this is where it plays to our advantage and her advantage. She gets she gets peanut butter, not with jelly, not on bread, just spoonful of peanut butter in her lunch every day because
Nice.
we know what she wants. And then she wants Cheetos. Again, shame left and right. I don't care. Cheetos. Then she also gets carrots. She likes carrots, and she also gets strawberries. So homegirl, complete meal right there. Those are her
A
4
woman after my own taste. I mean, I see no fault in that.
Sometimes she'll switch it out for Doritos. Let me say
The Cheetos and peanut butter combination is elite.
I have not asked her. My guess though is that she she alternates and dunks her Cheetos in the peanut butter, then her carrots,
I
then her Cheetos, then her carrots.
I mean, like, Doritos on a peanut PBJ is delicious. What's excluding another form of powdered cheese and a fried corn thing working with peanut butter? That I love it. I think
I was a fried corn. I loved fried corn dogs or corn dogs. Not even fried corn dogs. Corn dogs growing up. That was something I loved. I haven't had them in a decade, but um. So, anyways, life hacks coming back. A little derail. And that's just where we are today, and that's awesome. But derail, life hacks, allowing ourselves really, again, that space to reduce friction, to increase consistency, where we can remove places of our lives that we don't want to engage with. Life hacks allow us to do that and then to be consistent. So then we're able to operate in the places that we want to be in. So fulfilling those needs with life hacks and then operating in the wants. And lastly, I'll say again, is action precedes motivation. So often it's like, I just don't want to do this. And it's like, yeah, my brain does not want to do this. However, I will learn to want to do it the more I do it. And so it feels counterintuitive, and yet that's what we see psychologically with neuroscience and stuff is that the brain lights up when once we're doing it and reminds us, hey, it's worthwhile doing the longer we do. Same with working out, same with fasting, right? You're like, I don't know if this is worth it, but let's try it. And now that you're doing it, your body's giving that feedback loop to say, John, keep going. I have clarity. I'm able to engage. I'm able to be creative. Oh, I don't have to have a coffee midday, things like that to pick me back up. There's no crashes. So these life hacks, hopefully, reviewing them real quick, are 2-minute reset rule that I brought to the table. This idea that if it's 2 minutes or under, go ahead, remove it or get it done, take it off your list, check it, signed, sealed, delivered. And then decision parking, a mental load hack to say, hey, how can I automate some of the things I do or make them so ingrained? A black outfit all the time. Again, maybe having breakfast or lunch options. And then the third one is that standing response to people of if someone asks me to do something that I say, oh, let me get back to you. Thanks for the invite. What about for you? What were the other two that you brought to the table just as a recap?
the 18-hour fast, my add to that is if you're gonna do this, it is really helpful to do it with a partner based on the way you're buying groceries together, accountability, a number of other factors. So for me, it's a 18-6 fast, but encourage fasting. It's been the mental clarity is great in addition to the other benefits. And then taking time out of the work week once a quarter to set goals or do personal admin. It's borrowing time from your work to allow the mental freedom outside of work. And if you're doing that infrequently, I think you can still show up at work in a really healthy way, a really productive way. And I think actually helps with preventing burnout and wayfinding. Where do you want to go? How do you make sure that you're living the life that you want to live and aligning those two things together?
How to know you're a parent without saying you're a parent? Moana app came to my mind when you said Wayfinder. Like,
Yeah.
Moana. Okay, anyways, so good. I need to add that into my list or into my life to just take some time out to get it done so that I can actually be more productive. We do it with mental health. I give that permission to anyone to say, "Hey, I need a mental health day." This feels like that where it's, "Hey, I need a mental health day," or, "Hey, I need a productivity day," so then I can actually knock some things out to then be
Yeah.
more productive and or just a better version of myself.
And that's the narrative you give yourself. But as it relates to the job and why you want to do that, this is individualized to each person and their employer, but you don't even need to give that context, right? It's like this is the you should allow yourself to go there. And if there's some jobs where you have to have maybe you need to have cause and you have to have a reason why you want to take time off. I understand that. You don't have to say that you're doing soul searching. You can say you've got other things that need to get done and that's what you do for the day.
Oh, good call out to finish it off my people pleasing tendencies to over explain when it's unnecessary. Nick tells me all the time, simple answers, Beck. You don't have to explain it. So good. Y'all, we hope you enjoyed another episode of He Said, She Said. It's Becca and John, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Be well. Denverites, come check us out. We can't wait.
Yes, rhythm
Uh,
RX, get it going. Nts, nts, nts.
Actually, John is a phenomenal dancer. At some point, we will get him to dance on here. We will have to figure out the why. But y'all be well. Have a wonderful week. See you soon.
See ya.